Blue states are being invaded by a force not from without the borders of the United States, but from an army that was created within the United States solely for the purposes of following out the orders of the executive branch of the United States. They are not beholden to anybody but the tangerine twat waffle in the Oval Circus. Blue states are under attack right now by people who believe that the blue states do not have rights in this country. We are the United States of America, yet the blue states are the only ones being targeted and isolated from the rest of the country. Why? So that way they can secure their midterm elections by trying to isolate or limit or prevent the blue states from voting. Because if they can create enough civil unrest that basic society breaks down within those areas, like schools shutting down or people not going to work because they're afraid to go to work or school or to go shopping, and they are staying in their homes and they're hiding, then they can establish a pattern that we can't possibly exercise our democratic rights as far as voting, because we can't secure that the elections or the results of those elections will be correct or they will be truthful. We can't possibly do anything while there's such civil unrest. That is the story they're going to try to sell to the American people when they try to limit the blue states from being involved in the midterm elections. Do you see this idea? Do you see what's forming and what we're dealing with right now? Because while we in the red states are watching this all happen, people in the blue states are terrified to even go outside, go to school, or go to work. Why are you silent? Why aren't you sharing this with more people? And why aren't we making our voices heard and making our blue leaders stand up and fight with us instead of being silent in their cushy jobs on Capitol Hill?
ICE agents are just like Deadpool. Why? Because they both wear masks? No, they both love to get pegged.
The federal government is going to cut funding to blue states February 1st. And I say, as a Democrat, that's awesome. Because guess what? If the federal government wants to stop sending money to the blue states, then the blue states should stop sending money to the federal government. In case you didn't realize, the blue states, as in all states, send money to the federal government every single year. California, $86 billion last year. Colorado, $112 billion. You have different states that are actually putting money in to the federal government, and the federal government takes all that money and gives it to all of the states that are broke or are not generating enough money to stay self-sufficient, which is the red states, unfortunately. Like Oklahoma, which is dead last in everything other than ignorance. They're number one there. But the fact is that if the blue states aren't going to get any funding from the federal government, cool, not a problem, soft session, we're good. That means we're not going to break from the union, but we're just going to fund ourselves and just leave you there. I think that would be a great idea, because then we could start seeing the changes going on. We could watch the blue states doing really well, while the red states, most people, they won't need Ozempic because they just will be eating ramen noodle all the time because they can't afford the food anymore, because the funding that they were using on their SNAP benefits, yeah, that's going to be gone because the blue states are going to use it in their state.